Grab your wigs, sip some tea, and fasten your edges because what we just discovered is more messy than Kirk Frost's direct messages on a Friday night. The alleged sisterhood between Rasheeda Frostbaby and Yandy Smith was more honey than a bee in Instagram's bargain store. The unfiltered queen of chaos herself, Tasha K, has snatched the curtains wide open with surgery commercials. Now, ask yourself why Rasheeda, who sobbed on national television over Kirk's motel mishaps and secret side babies, would turn around and disparage after years of sisterhood hot tub scandals. Why did Rasheeda abruptly pull a "we ain't even friends" like that moment? What actually happened behind the scenes of Love and Hip Hop? The only lady who stuck by her while the world was dragging her lace front through the dirt. We have leaked texts, bombshell receipts, and insiders saying that this treachery goes beyond Rasheeda's tolerance for Kirk's lies. Yes, we are revealing games, dragging egos one wig tug at a time, and baby mama cleanups. Stay tuned for this now. Buckle in and hold on tight because we're going to go into a story that is more twisted than Kirk Frost's justifications and more performative than a Love and Hip Hop reunion embrace. This isn't just drama, it's a full-blown reality TV reckoning. It's time to look into Thur, talking about none other than Yandy Everwoman Smith and Rasheeda Boss Chick Frost, who were once more closely bonded than Rasheeda's high ponytail in Atlanta, and the breakdown of a friendship that, let's face it, may never have existed in the first place. Humidity. But beneath those glitzy photos, sisterhood speeches, and smiles was a shady backstage treachery that would make even Mona Scott go, "Wait, what?" enters. Tasha K is the messiest truth-teller on the internet and your favorite blogger's worst nightmare. And the one woman who enters the receipts room without knocking first. And when Tasha arrived with the tea baby, she poured it boiling without any sugar or creamer. It was a complete scandal. Let's go back a bit to see it season after season. When Kirk was caught cheating again, it was Yandy, not Candy, Carly, or even Erica who had Rasheeda's back. While Kirk was out here living like he was on tour with Future, Rasheeda was the one cleaning up. We've watched Rasheeda and Yandy navigate through the insanity together. In this current season of Love and Hip Hop, Rasheeda's emotional mess is defending her, comforting her, and, let's be honest, sometimes making her look less silly on camera. However, all of a sudden, Rasheeda is out there saying that Yandy isn't even her buddy lady. No. Rasheeda stated unequivocally that Yandy was never her friend and continued by saying that she doesn't want to be friends with someone merely because it's attractive to them. Excuse me, are we referring to Yandy or your own reflection, ma'am? Let's be clear, not everyone likes Yandy. Some people believe she's too polished, while others think she's too strategic. However, when Kirk was out here embarrassing Rasheeda, she rode for her circle like it was his full-time job. When there were rumors of Kirk's mysterious baby mom, the hot tub scenario, the secret apartments, and that I had cheated on her again, who was standing up for her? How can Rasheeda repay her by sitting pretty in confession? When we thought this couldn't get any uglier, interviews with Kendra Robinson, that courtroom slick clone of Rasheeda herself, were conducted. She subtly made fun of Rasheeda by saying things like, "Oh, we're not really friends, baby." If shady were a sport, she would be an Olympic gold medal contender. Tasha K entered the conversation like a courtroom MC dropper and revealed the receipts that supported the treachery. According to Tasha, the entire "we're not friends" line wasn't an accident. Rather, it was a planned PR blunder to separate Rasheeda from Yandy. We'll get to the messy portion later, but for now, let's concentrate on why Rasheeda, the lady who established a name on maintaining elegance while owning a press boutique, would abruptly take Kirk back around 47 times, choose to disparage the one lady who supported her during all of that humiliation. According to rumors circulating on the street, which we interpret as Tasha K's anonymous sources and inbox leaks, Rasheeda never felt particularly at ease in the spotlight with Yandy. Brand safe and polished, essentially claiming that she was phony. But the irony is that for the past 10 years, Rasheeda has been pretending to have the ideal marriage for television, while Kirk is out here doing numerous live auditions. On the side, an unnamed source close to the cast told Tasha K, Rasheeda always had a bit of jealousy towards Yandy. She felt like producers gave Yandy more screen time, and even though Yandy wasn't from Atlanta, she got treated like a queen on the franchise, while Rasheeda was trapped causing harm control for Kirk each season. Yikes. And if that wasn't enough, recall that crazy flashback with Jessica Dime. Oh, let's go back in time to when Rasheeda got into a heated argument with a girl named Pressure P, who might have been one of Kirk's purported Relationships, Rasheeda did what she always gets up and leaves the scene. But guess who stayed and actually touched someone to protect Rasheeda's honor? That's Jessica Dime. The same dime piece who sacrificed everything to protect Rasheeda's troubled marriage. And now Yandy's enthatened. Forget that Yandy publicly backed Rasheeda even when everyone else was dragging Kirk for dirt. And she never made a joke about it. In the same way, the buddy who stuck by you and showed you loyalty was cast aside. Much like the press fashion line from last season. Nothing about Kirk's side babies, his earrings, or his midnight jacuzzi parties with strangers. But when Mendici was seen in a Snapchat scandal with a Latina woman wearing leopard pants, Rasheeda didn't waste any time criticizing him and asking whether he and Yandy were dating. Were even legally married. Baby projection, and now for the real deal. Rasheeda's alleged shade session with Kendra seemed like a full-on stage moment, as if they had been practicing it over brunch. Don't worry, we'll get it right. Before we go there, let's take a moment to discuss the time that truly set Kendra's clone behavior and her own. Messy Man Jock, in Part 2, in motion. Oh baby, she got nervous while she was having this chat when her own man's DMs had more traffic than Peachtree Street. When Rasheeda stated that she didn't want to be friends with Yandy because it was a nice look for her. The internet went crazy. Fans were shaken, blogs went crazy, Twitter went crazy, and, guess what? Tasha K was ready to dot in her characteristic way. Rasheeda has a man who cheats on her every year, finances everything in his name, and has the audacity to doubt another woman's loyalty if you don't sit down and check your husband's Snapchat before disparaging Yandy, she wrote in an unrepentant manner. To God. She even made a joke about Kirk and Mendici's switching reality shows, saying that at least Mendici's has the common sense to keep his side projects private. However, people, this is only the beginning of what will happen in the Mendischwat. You thought you knew about friendship, loyalty, and how phony reality TV can be will be called into question by cheating charges, Kendra's messy hypocrisy, and a potential love triangle twist. So where were we? Right in the center of this messier than a love triangle. In Part 1 of Triangle, reality TV's betrayal bomb, we dissected Rasheeda's transformation from Yandy's ridored Y to an I that doesn't even know her that well. However, as Rasheeda was busy offering criticism with a dash of gaslight, we entered the actual turmoil. Miss Legal Eagle turned Rasheeda to was Kendra Robinson. Zero chose to enter the ring as if someone had tagged her. Let's just say that Kendra had no right to become involved in Yandy and Rasheeda's mess. Sis. We'll get back to her, but let's talk about the Snapchat issue, because this wasn't just gossip. Was the alleged trigger? Little Jockey is out here portraying America's next top cheater. And you're worrying about the friendship levels between two women you hardly even rock with. Word on the internet about Rasheeda's abrupt turn against Sandy was that Mendy had seen a picture of a Latina woman wearing leopard print trousers on Snapchat, and no, it wasn't her. We'll get to the legal aspect of this in a moment. This woman's assets were prominent in the picture, which was tagged as inspiration or fashion aspirations. The caption seemed to be something ambiguous, like using a cunning emoji. That one post and one picture quickly became a firestorm. But Yandy refrained and the paparazzi quickly joined in. Claimed that it was content, that it was for a social media project that Mendici's was working on, and that she was aware of it. The drama should have ended there. But instead, Rasheeda entered the stage and departed with a slick smile and a tone that screamed, I don't even think since your man can't keep it zipped in hotel rooms, we're attacking marriages. Let's face it, Rasheeda never checked on Yandy's love life until hers began. They are legally married. Didn't she say something about forgetting to send the papers to excuse me? Suddenly, the best way to divert attention from Kirk's yearly cheating journey was to put Yandy and Mendici's under the bus. This is a classic example of reality program misdirection. Let's talk about someone else's drama. So mine Tasha K baby doesn't miss a thing. She went beyond the phony apologies of a love and hip-hop reunion and returned with exclusive tea. According to a former production assistant on the show, she informed Tasha, there was always animosity between Yandy and according to the same source. Rasheeda didn't like how Yandy would step in and take control of situations, especially when it came to supporting other women on the show, even though they smiled for the cameras behind the scenes, thought that Yandy's parts were dominant, and that the producers frequently preferred her clean image over Rasheeda's constantly in damage control plot. Is this envy, insecurity, or just two women with conflicting egos? In any case, it wasn't true friendship, and the Menston tea get me started. But let's speak about the notorious I never mailed the marriage certificate confession. Years ago, on camera, Wendy acknowledged that they had a full wedding ceremony complete with vows, rings, cake, and everything. But she never filed the legal paperwork. She claimed that it was a calculated move because she didn't want to be held financially responsible for Mendici's previous legal issues. This makes sense when you're trying to preserve your reputation and raise children, but Rasheeda, who has essentially built an empire around supporting your cheating man no matter what, why did you choose to use that against her girl? You allowed Kirk Frost, who has several confirmed side babies, to manage your money, brand, and stores while you're shaming Yandy for having clever paperwork management skills. The hypocrisy is as obvious as Kendra's forehead beneath the lighting. And speaking of Kendra, let's discuss why she dared to co-sign anything Rasheeda said about friendships, loyalty, or marriage. This is the same Kendra who has spent what seems like 10 seasons in a will they won't they divorce drama with Little Joker. Kendra wants to question someone else's man, but that's the power of group dynamics. The man basically stated on TV that he wasn't faithful, showing up late to their wedding and flirting at his bachelor party. The jock treats commitment like an optional promo code. Kendra likely believed that supporting Rasheeda would make her feel like a grown lady. But all it accomplished was make her appear like a glorified sidekick in a two-woman show. You know how people who spend enough time with a Mick tend to believe they are the main character. Rasheeda believes that Yandy's marriage isn't real, but Kirk's side baby made it make sense. Clapback show, even fans began criticizing it online. And false fan comments like Kendra worrying about Yandy's ring appeared when the jock still couldn't spell monogamy girl. Tasha K revealed in a follow-up live stream that Rasheeda has been disparaging Yandy for years. This wasn't a casual remark. Rather, it was envy erupting because Yandy's brand is tight. Her boyfriend doesn't disgrace her. This came just when we thought we had reached the pinnacle of pettiness. She even said that there might be text messages and DMs between Rasheeda and other cast members making fun of Yandy behind her back. This is currently unconfirmed, but if it's true, yikes. And don't forget that Yandy was also present for when Kendra's marriage failed like a Fashion Nova zip. The jock who was threatening to divorce her sat with her off camera and tried to help her work through it. Now, both Rasheeda and Kendra are working together against her, which is cruel. Girls, what hurts the most about the Atlanta edition is that despite her exhaustion, there was no retaliation from Yandy, Instagram clapback, no subtweet, no messy confessional, just nothing. And that silence is louder than any insult Rasheeda could hurl because Yandy is raising a family, managing businesses, handling scandals, and still being elegant while Rasheeda continues to defend a cheating man as if it were his side gig. Kay stated that Yandy outgrown them and was never one of they merely pretended to be nice. And if that's not the case, I don't know what is. But don't go because part 3 will explore the potential consequences of all this drama, including legal threats, producer beef, the breakdown of phony friendships, and the silence we've already been enmeshed in shade scandals and Snapchat secrets. But don't think the breakdown halted there, baby, no. This was only the beginning, because following Tasha K, there were rumors of a potential romance and a hip-hop shakeup. Trust me, when phony pals fall apart, the empire follows. Revealed everything about Rasheeda and Yandy. And the hip-hop world began to fall apart like Kirk Frost's devotion. Let's talk about the anger, which goes beyond fans. According to insiders, executive producers weren't happy about Rasheeda's abrupt appearance on camera. Producers reportedly informed Tasha K that they were upset because Rasheeda jumped the gun when the drama was supposed to simmer over a long period of time, and statements about her marriage being false were made while her narrative line was still being developed. A few episodes, but she revealed everything in a single scene and caught the crew off guard. As a result, we are now discussing more than just the breakup of friendships. We are also discussing possible production drama reshoots, emergency confessional interviews, and even a rumored sit-down between Mona Scott and the actors to shift the focus. Yeah, when phony buddies begin to play, producer contracts begin to tremble. But the problems don't stop there. Let's talk about brand damage because Rasheeda and Yandy aren't simply reality stars. They are brands that offer image influence and Instagram partnerships. And when Rasheeda made that overt remark on camera, she wasn't merely casting doubt on a friendship. She was sowing doubts about Yandy's public image. However, Yandy's sister didn't even bat an eye. No tearful Instagram live. No cryptic. According to behind-the-scenes insiders, Yandy's team took the situation extremely seriously. There are rumors that her PR team discreetly contacted VH1 asking for help. She played it cool without using any subtweets, like a woman who has been in the game long enough to know genuine power. They didn't want another lady with an unfaithful spouse attempting to transfer her fears onto Yandy's home, especially when Mendices notices that despite all the circulating rumors, she hasn't been caught with even a text thread of evidence, in contrast to Kirk, whose receipts could fill a whole storage unit. Meanwhile, Tasha K wasn't letting up, and she went all out, releasing another video in which she claimed that Rasheeda's abrupt change was all about deflection and that a brand deal was in danger due to Nutha. Accusations of infidelity against Kirk and Rasheeda needed to quickly divert public attention, and who could do that better than Yandy and her purportedly unofficial marriage? That's filthy. But let's move on to the actual repercussions, which Rasheeda most likely didn't anticipate. Initially, followers began harshly criticize her through tweets that flooded timelines with statements like, "You owe her this because you were silent about Kirk's 5-year affair but suddenly vocal about Yandy's wedding certificate. This ain't friendship drama. This is envy in a lace front." And when Twitter turns baby, the brands start backing up depressed. According to reports, Rasheeda Boutique witnessed a dip in engagement the week the program aired. Goodbye, girl. Fans began marking the store with dubious messages such as "I came for fashion, not betrayal," and "Do you sell loyalty here or not?" Even worse, there are rumors that one of her sponsors briefly halted their partnership due to the tone of the issue. Rather than the incident itself, Rasheeda's image became too divisive. To put it another way, you were the safe brand girl until you began making sly on-camera remarks, like a villain in training. Now, we're not claiming that Rasheeda's entire business is collapsing. Bushinario, and then he sort of handed it off to you, saying, "Get our girl, Kendra sis." You attempted to replace Rasheeda as her backing vocalist, but you hit all the wrong notes, and fans called her out right away. Kendra then pretended that her man wasn't the most scandal-prone cast member of all time. Why is Kendra co-signing anything when Juke had more children than Rasheeda? One viral tweet even featured a picture of Yandy drinking tea with the remark, "Yandy watching Rasheeda and Kendra throw shade while her man ain't out here multiplying." Speaking of multiplying, let's move on to the legal tea that Tasha K alluded to. Her sources claim that Yandy's legal team discreetly began recording videos and social media posts in case this shadefest began affecting her business. That's correct. As Rasheeda was kidding around about phony marriages, Yandy was maybe drafting defamation receipts. Although nothing has been filed yet, sources say there has been talk of defining the boundaries of the show, or other a reunion confrontation is reportedly in the works. And it's not just your normal "why you say that" moment, an explosive one-on-one that may rival any of Joe's line versus everyone exchanges. Cast members continue to wrongly portray her relationship as phony. Classics Mona Scott enjoys drama, but even she is reportedly anxious about the extent of this treachery on stage. Oh, and let's not forget that the Mendices angle, despite the fact that he has largely avoided the spotlight since his release from prison due to this current round of accusations, which includes the Snap One insider claims that scandal and dubious hotel rumors forced him to establish limits, telling producers, "If you want messy drama, that's great, but I'm not going to sit here and let people drag my name without receipts. Either we show proof or we shut it down." Mendices hasn't been revealed with anything tangible. There may be smoke, but there isn't a spark. So here we are, one friendship ruined. And he's not wrong, really. While Kirk's dirt is chronicled and published like it's on the New York Times bestseller list. What began as a little remark in a confessional grew into a full-blown problem of credibility. Rasheeda entered as boss chick and left looking like a scapegoat, while the reality program shook and a fandom split. Insecure and calculating. Kendra should have just stayed at home. But the broader lesson here is that loyalty in reality TV is rented rather than owned. One season you're happy with your sisters, the next your content. And occasionally the applause from the audience, as Tasha K put it best. These women don't want friends, they want followers. And when the cameras stop rolling, so does the loyalty. Reunion are the same people who betrayed you in the confessional. What other reality TV shows are coming up after the break? Relationships are in a precarious state. May this change result in a new cast member, or possibly a spin-off? Should Yandy go before the phony friendships truly destroy her? Will Rasheeda ever stop avoiding Kirk's mess? Please let us know in the comments if Rasheeda ever. This isn't the end of the drama, baby. It's only the beginning. Please remember to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Who do you think is Tasha K or the boss chick? Really, should Yandy's pal give him a hug back or keep it cute? After all that, since this wasn't just a reality TV problem, it was a complete betrayal breakdown. And Tasha K showed up with the receipts as if she was hosting court on YouTube Live. One minute you're watching your best friend's brunch, and the next day you're out here asking questions, marriages, and consigning cheating spouses as if it were a sport. So now it's your turn. Yes, I am speaking to you. Do you believe Rasheeda was ever truly a friend of Sandy, or was it merely for the camera and clout? Is Yandy being clever by remaining mute, or should she clap? When your boyfriend is out here spreading himself thinner than a dollar store wig cap, why are you inserting yourself? Let's face it, this friendship was kept together with lace glue and delusion. And now the lace is disappearing. I know you all have ideas, so please share yours in the comments section below. Was this just another love and hip-hop scripted fallout? Or did Tasha K just blow the lid off a friendship that was more phony than Kirk's promises? If you're just as astonished, perplexed, and amused when we hit the subscribe button, if you enjoy a good expo served hot and messy, don't forget to press the notification bell so you don't miss the next reality TV fallout, hidden affair, or stage controversy, because in this area, we drown in tea, so don't drink it. See you all in the next one. And keep in mind that trust is not someone who claims that we're simply not that close. They are planning to go.